Hey guys, I'm Naley Gonzalez and welcome back to my channel where I share tips and advice on writing, my own writing process and journey, and my occasional opinion on stuff going on in the writing world. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling kind of stiff during my last couple videos, so I decided to do another tag. It's been a while since my last writing tag, and they're fun to do, so it's a perfect way for me to ease up. Today's writing tag is on story ideas, and it's at a great time because it pushes me to share more on my debut novel, which is still coming this October, despite me keeping it under wraps for so long. But that's about to change this video. Well, kind of. This story idea tag was created by Bethany Atazadeh and Brooke Passmore. The links to their videos are down below, and I was tagged by no one. If you haven't noticed, I do what I want. It's a double-edged sword though, so tread lightly if you follow my lead. Anyway, I was looking up writing idea tags to do and came across this one and a couple others. There are 10 questions total, so let's get to it. Current story. What is your current story idea that you're working on right now? If you follow me on social media, you've likely seen me post aesthetics on 3 different stories over the years. But my current story idea is a new adult psychic suspense, and I still won't share the title. Don't worry, there's a video on that coming soon. But while you wait, here's a pitch for my book baby. Likely to drift through life getting her way, a spoiled daddy's girl questions her sanity when she starts seeing ghosts. But when the phantoms affect the real world and one helps save her best friend from an assault, she must accept the help of a familial spirit and her destiny before she's consumed by her own personal demon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd really love to hear them. Spark of inspiration. Do your ideas begin with characters, plot, world building, or something else entirely? My ideas begin with a mix of characters and events. Overall, I really want to say it's emotion, maybe a mix of all 3. A better way to explain it is scene, characters, and the driving emotion. A lot of writers I know and follow tend to start with world building, and that's something I want to try to expand on more in future stories, but the task feels pretty daunting to come up with first. I feel like I'll never get around to writing the actual story. So kudos to writers who make it look easy. Brainstorm. How do you puzzle piece your story elements together? Do you start with the ending and make your way back, or vice versa? I work in chronological order, so beginning to end. My ideas don't come to me in that order, but I like to figure out what happened to lead up to that scene, assuming the scene isn't what kicks off the novel. I know there's this writing tip out in the writing world about writing scenes in whatever order they come to you, then piecing them together. It's supposed to keep you motivated and engaged in your story, but that's never worked for me. Honestly, I don't know anyone that's ever worked for. Do writers like that even exist? Are you out there? Keep or toss? How do you know when you want to keep or dump a story idea? I don't toss any of my story ideas. But before I made a habit of writing them down or saving them in a safe place, I used to forget all my ideas until something triggered me to remember them. Now that I'm a responsible writer, I was going to say adult, but who am I kidding? I don't want that. Nobody does. Anyway, now that I'm a responsible writer, I write all my ideas down and keep them all in one safe location. If I think they're bad or not worth working on, I don't toss or abandon them. I just tweak them until they're worth writing. No idea is a bad idea. For stories, okay? I will not be held responsible for your bad decisions. Original idea. How much of your original idea for your story is actually used once everything is finished? For my current project, it would have to be about 50% or 0. I don't even know if that's accurate, but the idea started on another character's point of view on a specific event, except I realized then that the narrative couldn't be in that specific character's perspective based on everything that happens in the book. I hope that made sense. For my other stories, they've stayed about 25 to 75% to their original ideas. So I guess it just depends on the idea. Hide or share? Do you share your story ideas with friends or keep them a secret? I keep my ideas to myself overall, if you couldn't tell. It isn't because I worry someone will steal my ideas, so you should be careful with that. If you're on the fence about it, watch my videos on if you should share your story ideas or keep them to yourself. My reason for keeping them to myself is because my stories change constantly. For example, I thought this novel was complete and done earlier last year. Then I realized I didn't like it and rewrote the whole thing around NaNoWriMo last November. Some things stayed, but other things are gone. And I know myself, and I would hate having to repeat my story and constantly updating what's missing, what's been added, and why it needed to change. I also noticed that when I did share my writing with people, they would always give commentary on how they wanted me to write my story. So yeah, I'll keep it to myself and they can write their own fucking story. Thanks. Dream. Have any of your book ideas originated with a dream/nightmare? Short answer is yes, but it's only been a few times. Like a lot of people, I usually forget my dreams the moment I wake up, but sometimes I'll lucid dream, and they're usually very long and realistic, but crazy as shit. I eventually forget them over time, but when they're really good, I write them down. I say them, but there's really only one I can think of. My current story idea and the other ones I've already written didn't come from dreams though, so yeah. Doppelganger. Have you ever had an idea for a story, but then seen a similar premise in a book, TV show, or movie? This is my fear. This is also weird to answer because yes and no. Sometimes it'll be similar in which I start to freak out because I'll be like, oh my god, I also wrote a teen girl going through a crazy experience. And I mean, who isn't writing that, right? But after the panic attack, I realized that sure, there may be some similar details, but the story is uniquely my own. Settings are different, storyline is different, but it might be the same themes of undying love or accepting your destiny. Big screen inspiration. Have any of your favorite movies or TV shows sparked ideas for scenes in your book? Yes, if you didn't notice, I like spooky shit. My current novel took inspiration from shows like Medium and Ghost Whisperer, a little bit from Supernatural, and from some of my favorite films, Coco and The Book of Life. I've got another story idea that was inspired from a scene from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and another story idea that takes inspiration from my favorite childhood classic, Thumbelina. Remember, art creates more art. Nostalgia. What's the oldest or first story idea you remember coming up with or writing down? My oldest story idea that I remember writing down, I'm pretty sure was a fanfic. I think I shared it in my childhood writing tag video. It was an Inuyasha Sailor Moon crossover, and they were all just going to school and dating each other. I guarantee you it was a crack fic. And for those of you who are like, what's a crack fic? A crack fic is usually a fan fiction that's so absurd and ridiculous that the reader can only assume that the author was on crack when they wrote it. Usually crack fics are supposed to be like that, but this wasn't supposed to be a crack fic. I was like in 4th or 5th grade, and just thinking back about it, it must have been so painful to read. They kept breaking up and getting back together like every chapter. These were not hashtag couple goals. It was Jersey Shore before Jersey Shore knew it was Jersey Shore. I'm glad that thing didn't survive, because now I can rewrite it. Anyway, that's all 10 questions and my answers. If you'd like to take on the tag, questions are down below. I'd love to see your responses, so be sure to let me know you did them. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about my novel and about me as a person and a writer. Let me know if you did and other writing tags I should do for future videos. Give this video a thumbs up so I know to keep making more. Subscribe to my channel for more writing tags and tips and advice on writing. Also remember to click that little bell icon so you're the first to know when I update, and follow me on social media. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time.